Hello, my name is Cindy Mateo, and today I'll be reading through my Spanish-American War essay in Dr. Campbell's class for American U.S. history. The prompt it is, what specifically did each author argue with in the source, and how did they support their claim? Why ultimately the United States invade and occupy the Philippines? So I'll be reading through the first paragraph, which is the introduction paragraph. So the Spanish-American War led to the United States to take over the Philippines. The conflict between the nations spread into two arguments between the power of imperialism and anti-imperialism. As a result, many politicians conveyed their sides with argumentative speech and writing to bring the idea to the nation. The arguments about the destiny of America, the nation's power, economic growth, anti-imperialism, and the loss of power to convey the American people to follow a side and become as part of the world power or to be a bully among the bullies. So the first quote got it from the Henry Cabot Lodge, which he believes that the great nations are rapidly absorbing for the future expansion and the present defense of all the waste place of Earth. So, believing that United States should take over the Philippines for an opportunity to expand their territories and to absorb for the future expansion in the future. And then he also argues that failure for the United States to do so, it will fall behind, fall out of line of march line. So this is the highlighted in pink where I got the first quotes. And then he argues that having a possession of other territories, it is good opportunity for the United States to for economic growth and also for businesses and world power. So that's the first paragraph. The second paragraph, it is the source that was used, Charles G. Ames. He argued for the opposition to imperialism. He's saying that taking over the Philippines would require a military occupation. The first quote, as he describes Malays, Negritos, and Chinamen, which can be found in the first page, and saying that this would require military occupation, and military occupation will lead to higher taxes, and this will go against the American ideal of founding. And he also argues that if take over the Philippines, it will tie us back to nations. In the second quote, if we form alliances for security, we lose our independence. If we plunder, we lose our character. So he's saying that if tying back, it will tie back to nations, and this will put America's freedom to risk. And tying back to the country and taking over another will be something they once fought for against. So saying that tying back to other nations will lose our independence. So this is his argument. And then the third source, which is by Senator Albert J. Beveridge. The first quote, it says the Philippines brings permanently face to face with the most sought for commerce of the world. He believes economic and trade with the new industry will have a major opportunity for growth, for economic growth, and overseas territory connect the United States with European and China and India. So this will make an opportunity for the United States to make business with this European and China. And he also mentions American produce more than what it comes, and an opportunity for the nation to have three ocean possession in the entire globe. So the source, so this highlighted in blue, which can be found in the second page. He so that helped the paragraph to describe that the United States, or how he conveyed that the United States should take over the Philippines for economic growth, for more opportunities that opens up to the United States. And he also mentions about Almighty God that He has marked us with His chosen people, as saying that this divine mission or this mission, it's a divine mission that comes from God, and that the United States is chosen by God, and they should bring civilization and liberty around the other nations. So that's how he conveys the readers to of how why the United States should take over the Philippines because of the economic growth and the a divine mission from God. The last source with it, which is by Churchman. This was after the United States took over the Philippines, and Churchman was sent on a commission by the President of the United States, William McKinley, and to communicate between the American people, what they're doing at the Philippines, and also to communicate with the Filipinos. It says Philip, the first quote, which can be found on page 1, Filipino people may enjoy the largest measure of home rule and the ample liberties of consent with the supreme ends of government, compatible with those obligations which the United States has assumed towards the civilized nation of the world. They're saying that the United States will help the Philippines to self-govern themselves and then see when they're ready. Uh, so the intention was different. The intention of the United States was different. They wanted to provide free education and help the Philippines to civilize themselves and also to self-govern themselves. And then the second quote, it is the most ample liberty of self-government will be granted to the Philippine people, which can reconcile with the maintenance of wise, just, and stable, effective, and economical administration in public affairs, and compatible with the sovereignty, international rights, and obligation of the United States. So, the system of the Philippines to set up a self-government was the intention and provide with economic administration, which can helpful for a new country. The United States wanted to provide this help for the Philippines of economic administration and self-government, and also provide free education. And that's how I conclude my last paragraph with the source. And this is the conclusion: the government of each American imperialist and anti-imperialist was to convey the American people with their beliefs, economic growth, and mission for America to become the world's power, or the belief of becoming a bully among the bully. As the victory brought territories, the United States, it also brought separation between the people and the desire to become a powerful nation. So that will be the conclusion. Thank you very much.